You all can keep your toilet paper. I'm living that bidet life. It's bidet better.
Oh, yeah?
Welcome to Very Real Talk, everybody, for another week. And this time, we're all just chilling at home. It's our at-home edition series starting now.
What you're saying is you found your garden hose. Is that it?
Yes, I pulled it through my window, and, my bathroom doesn't have a window, so it goes through my daughter's window into my bathroom and then wraps around my toilet like 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
So, and then when I go to the bathroom, I go, Blair, go ahead and head outside, and I'll give you the signal when it's time.
No, you have one of those squeeze things, like the nozzle that you squeeze, or maybe you have a big fireman's nozzle that you have to turn. You
might, but I can't afford a nozzle, so I make my wife go outside and do the thing I said, okay? That's how I live my life in these dark times, obviously. Guys, it's great to be back. We're all chilling at our house. This is the first time that we're all separated.
Yeah.
It's sad. I'm just staring at my half-empty White Claw can, and I'm not looking deep into Collin's eyes while we do this podcast.
I know. It's terrible.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Still got my podcast pizza pants on.
Oh,
perfect.
Nice.
The tradition stays alive.
Now I don't even have to wear pants at all.
That's perfect. You didn't have to before, but whatever. That's another story for another day. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Okay, I'm Nick Potter, host of this podcast. I got my boys with me digitally. The first boy I'm talking to, his name is Collin Sage.
What's up?
Hey, buddy. I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How's your quarantine going so far?
Quarantine, man. It sucks.
Yeah?
It's not bad. Basically, I work for myself, so business is a little slow. And then I wrapped up all my business, so I just headed down to our nation's capital.
Gonna go yell at those senators.
Yeah, Mr. Sage goes to Washington.
Ooh.
And I walk in with my pizza pants on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like yelling from outside. You're just like, fucking do something.
And then they're in their hazmat suits out inside the building telling you everything's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like okay,
everything's
but
fine. We got it taken care of.
Well, they're all hanging out.
So you are doing something. Sure.
Right. It's like a vacation for them. They're like, well, if this thing's happening, we don't have to actually do anything.
Right. They're just, it's like a big slumber party in the chambers now.
There's a blanket fort in the Congress right now.
Dang. They put Rand Paul in the fucking timeout closet because he got the corona.
It turns out he just drank too much Corona.
Oh, I haven't heard that joke 1 million times in the last 2 weeks.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, guys. The other person I'm going to talk to, it's my brother, Joey Potter. Joey, how's your quarantine going?
My life is virtually no different. I still have a job, which I'm super lucky, but also kind of jealous,
that everyone gets to have a little break.
Yeah, I'm watching everybody. At this point, everybody's still making jokes on social media, be like day 8 of quarantine, and they're doing something wacky and fun. And I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. But
yeah, I'm just living my dumb life.
I might come out of this whole thing I might be middle class,
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
All those people lost their jobs, and you're moving up the ranking.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? If I'm making money while no one else is making money, I am better.
Yeah, Collin is.
The economy.
I win the economy.
Colin is standing outside yelling at senators to release the rankings. He wants to see where Joey's at.
That's really it. I'm like, hey, release the Rand cut,
Yeah. I'm feeling randy for that cut.
But yeah, I still don't leave my house, which I never did until I had to go to work, which I still do. So now it's just am I going to be able to get alcohol in 2 weeks, or are they going to lock me inside?
Those are essential businesses, Joey, so you're going to be fine.
Yeah, well,
I can still steal Diet Dr. Pepper from work because we are an essential business.
Yep.
I'll tell you, in Silver Springs, Maryland, I had to stand outside of a liquor store on the sidewalk like a fucking drug addict. And then an old Persian man opened the door and he was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, and because it's a liquor store, they've got all the windows blacked out.
Yeah.
Like with like posters and stuff. So it's
right.
like, what's in there?
What do you got?
Yeah, it's kind of like, so, like, do you just have regular beer or what? And it's just like, can I get some Budweiser? And he's just like, yes. And then he disappears, comes back out with it. And then my girlfriend was like, can I get some wine? And he was like, yes.
And then he came out with a bottle that had a white label and it just said wine on it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he did get the largest bottles of wine they had, which I felt
obviously.
Yeah, and
he was doing that on purpose.
He was doing that on purpose, but we both were like, fuck, it is quarantine.
So he did his job.
Right. So
he knew.
And then we just had to like hand cash like through the slot of the door, and there was like a line forming. It was really bizarre.
He didn't like send you out back to pass the money off to some dude behind a dumpster.
No, that would have felt better.
He's had like a garbage bag, and he opened the door, and he's like, "Throw it in here from 20 feet away."
Right. Well, you just see like a hand come out with like 3 pinky rings on it for some reason, and he was just like, "All the money, please."
I gave you the best stuff I have.
Right. We did check the receipt afterwards because it was like, was it really that? Like, well, let's double check this.
Yeah. Hey, these are hard times. You'll pay for anything. The real reason they're open is because if they close the liquor stores, people would fucking riot.
Yeah.
There are alcoholics all over the place.
There's one in some pizza pants right now.
Ooh.
Oh.
There are alcoholics being created as we speak.
Yeah, no kidding.
The new class is rising up.
Ooh, I like that.
The challenge.
Alcoholics, the new class. Fun. See, we can still have fun in these dark times.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is still March, so we got one more very regular tournament for you. Let's move into that right now. We're all dealing with the same problems right now, right? Like, we're inside, we're bored, we don't know what to do, we've said everything we're going to say to the people that we're in our houses with. Yeah. We gotta, like, figure out some fun activities.
Yeah.
So I thought, because of the circumstances going on right now, that we'd make our last very regular tournament about board games. Because we're all breaking them out. I've broken out several board games already. Yeah. Because, like I said, me and my wife have been together almost 10 years. I don't have that much to say to each other.
You need to get in some fights, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you weren't fighting from her turning the hose on and off for your asshole.
You break out Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to keep things spicy. So we break out the board games so we can yell at each other every once in a while. No, we're taking it all over the place with these board games. I tried to, once again, pick the most, what I thought, popular ones and fun ones that were all, kind of different.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot of the classics on here. And then there are some that you get the Potter Boys like nostalgia shoved on.
Yeah, the Potter flavor.
Yeah. It's 90s heavy a little bit, but we're 90s boys.
We specifically looked up every game to see if we were leaning to 90s, and I think we did a pretty good job. I'd say it's less 90s than everything else we've done.
I think so too.
Yeah,
we focused pretty heavy there, but I think it's just because there was like sort of a board game revolution in the 90s where things started to get a little bit more complicated. Yeah. People were tired of just like playing Go Fish and stuff, so they were like, we need to get some fun, interactive things going on our boards.
Yeah, it became a lot of like lots of hard plastic and little shitty microchips and things.
Yeah,
let's make noise.
You mean super complex AI, Collin? That's what you mean. Super complex 90s AI.
It was a lot of like plastic molded stuff because like now it's all like the big thing right now in the last few years has been like RPG games, right?
Yeah,
like massive sprawling games that or there's a lot of card based games since like Cards Against Humanity came out. So that's where the trend is. But in the 90s, you can tell that they were like, we need to. There was
Lisa
a certain
Frank,
trend.
you get in here. You get in here right now.
Yeah. So
interactivity.
Right. Just like every other very regular tournament, we're just going to jump in one at a time and go through these bad boys, and we're going to figure out which one is the bestest.
I do want to say before we get started, I like how we started like with this idea of very regular tournament in tandem of March Madness, but now we are March Madness.
Guys, we're here to give you your March Madness fix. I know. We really try to be like, we need to be kind of current with this and like very real tournament, and this coronavirus has just totally screwed everything up. I mean, I know I know people are dying, right? And that's the worst part.
Oh yeah.
People are very sick. So our problems really don't mean anything. We're like, our content, like
yeah.
But, we all have struggles.
We should probably do what a lot of people are doing and go out and podcast in public places,
Because they're empty?
Are people doing that?
No, but there's tons of people still doing public things. Like,
yep,
hey,
I don't understand why.
Let's all go
public
to the beach.
Masturbation?
Nope.
Public
what are people
urinating?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because the public places are empty. So, like, finally. But it's like, is it because it's actually a public place, or was it the thrill of there actually being people there? I don't know. Those people, I don't know. This isn't a therapy session, okay?
I've always wanted to jerk off in a Menards, but
now's your chance.
Yeah, it's the best time.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to this very regular tournament. First up, we got the king, the
Lunchable.
biggest one. Lunchable's the board game. I don't know what it's about. They did it somehow. Geniuses. No, we got Monopoly going up against another classic, and that's Guess Who.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I will say it was originally Trouble, but Trouble's pretty close to another game we have later on, which is Sorry. So we said, get the fuck out of here, Trouble. The only thing different about you from Sorry is that you got the little pop-o-matic thing that rolls the dice for you. Like,
don't say it too many times; they'll come after us.
Yeah, right. Fuck Milton Bradley, pieces of shit.
They're gonna pop-o-matic that ass. You know what I'm saying?
So obviously, I had a lot more fun playing Guess Who, because Monopoly is the most infuriating game maybe of all time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joey.
No, I was just gonna say, like, Guess Who is super fun because it's like a kid strategy game. It's not as intense as something like Battleship, but it also lets you be creative. You can be like, I actually don't know the exact rules. I assume you can ask whatever questions you want.
They have to be yes or no questions.
Yeah, they have
believe.
to be. They have to be yes or no, but you can like really get, creative with how you're honing things in.
Yeah, for sure. You can, you don't just have to be like, who's wearing glasses? Like, you can really like mind fuck somebody.
And I don't know if there's as big of an endorphin rush when you're like 7 of when you ask a question and those fucking tiles just start falling.
Yeah, you get like
you're just like
10 of them down.
Ooh. It's like Wheel of Fortune, where when all the shit pops up and you're just like, oh, I fucking got it. I fucking got it.
And then you're like, are they bald? And they like get like one person down, and you're like, fuck. No.
So I had a renaissance with this game. So when you're a kid, you do the like, do they have brown hair? Do they have black hair? Do they have whatever? Anyway, when me and my brother kind of became late adolescents, teenagers, we started, for whatever reason, we started playing it a lot. And playing it with other people, and then we just like took it to like, does he look like he fucks like in a Menards? Does he look like he like jacks off? And my brother was so good at this, he would get an answer and he'd be like, you know what? And then he'd just start like throwing them down. He'd just start like pulling them all down, and people would be like, what? Like, it'd freak people out. He'd be like, yeah, it's not this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm getting a thing here. And then he would just like, he'd get it every time.
But really what he did is he had a mirror behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he was cheating.
Yeah, it was just fun. Because you can do it with like friends and stuff. You know each other's like personalities and like jokes and stuff. So you could say, hey, does he, I don't know, fucking fuck his mother? I don't know. Whatever, and your friends, whatever the response was, you were kind of on the same wavelength.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I was like, man, guess who's so fucking cool now?
But I will say it's probably Monopoly.
Right. We're taking our time to talk about Guess Who because it's obviously Monopoly.
I mean, I wouldn't choose Monopoly, but I am outvoted.
I think it's just like it is. Yes, it's infuriating. Yes, have you ever finished a game? But it's just like it is a better like board game. It's not just the one-on-one.
Guess Who's more, simple, basically. It's a really simple game, not too much to it.
Right.
So
I would just say, Monopoly, I don't think I've ever had fun playing it. Like one, and I've tried with people, with family, with friends, like, all right, we're going to sit down and we're going to do a whole fucking game. And it just... yeah, it never ends.
Yeah, and then you're like, wow, it has been 6 hours, and there's still 3 of us left?
Right.
What are we doing?
And then once all the properties
I haven't
bought
seen
up,
my friends and family in a week.
Yeah.
We're still here. You are no longer my friends and family. You're dead to me.
You buy all the
You're
property,
just tenants.
And then what is the game? It's just rolling the dice and trading money.
Yeah.
That's the game we call life. Like, that game might as well be life.
That's coming up later, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying real life,
And
we're
that
just
game
fucking
hasn't
rolling dice and trading money. Deep. # deep.
Okay.
Got you guys. Throwing out wisdom in this very regular tournament. Okay. Monopoly moves on. Next up, we got a couple of real fun ones. 13 Dead End Drive versus Operation.
So
this is hard for me.
13 Dead End Drive, I don't know if many people actually know it. It was a big one in the Potter household because it had the fun interactivity. Also, the rules of the game are super weird. You're just like, you get to set up the cardboard stuff and the traps and whatnot.
Takes like 30 minutes to set this
if
game
you don't know
up.
what it is, it's a murder mystery. Like someone died and left money.
Yeah, it's basically like Knives Out, the board game. Yeah,
it is kind of like Ryan Johnson, you son of a bitch.
I know.
I knew I recognized it.
Yeah, he lifted it.
Yeah, he took the dice and he threw them over his shoulders. Boom.
But yeah, the weird part of the game, so you get like 4 cards, and those are your people. Those are your team basically.
Yeah,
and then but also you can move any character.
Yeah.
And you have to do this cat and mouse kind of thing of just like, all right, I'm moving this person, but is that my character or is that somebody else's character that I'm trying to like throw them off the scent?
Right. It's a pretty dark game.
Yeah. The goal is to kill everybody, and then one person's going to be left at the end, and you want it to be one of the characters you have.
Yeah.
Cards. And but the whole time you don't want to show your cards to anyone else.
Yeah, you're trying to get this inheritance, and you're setting booby traps for everybody.
Yeah.
You can fall off the bookcase, a statue can fall on you, the chandelier can fall on you. It's pretty cool, but it's super dark for children.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that shit was my jam, though. Any kind of, like, we're going to set up moving parts, and it's going to, like, do a little thing.
Yeah.
A la Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, hell yeah, I don't even care about the rest of the game. I just want to,
That's what I'm saying. The 90s was all about kids. Everything was for kids because our parents didn't get to have childhoods. So, they made...
they had to play with Jax.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Jax and, like, Jenga, and they were like, well, this sucks. So, it was all about the children, including trying to get an inheritance from your rich dead aunt. And that's what I like about this game. It might be even more complicated, like, with trying to play with other people than, like, Clue, because you can move everybody's piece.
Yeah.
You have several people that you can be. The person who gets the inheritance is constantly switching because, you flip through the character cards, and you got to escape the house with the money, while at the same time there's a detective, Daniel Craig, is walking up to the house to bust in. If the detective gets there, it's game over.
He's trying to perfect his southern accent as he moves up the walkway.
He's watching Foghorn Leghorn on his phone as he comes up the driveway.
Yeah. But I mean, then we got Operation, which
absolute legend.
Don't have steady hands, so I was terrible at this game.
Yeah, Operation, it was fun, but I just found myself not playing it very often.
Yeah, it's like a novelty. You set it up and you get the zap a couple of times. You're like, oh, but like the pieces are way too easy to lose. Where's the funny bone? Where'd that go? I have no idea. Yeah. We have to put like fucking, crumpled up paper in there now because like we lost the fucking piece.
The pencil wrist or whatever, writer's wrist, is just like a single stick of plastic.
Yeah, it's like a staple basically. Like, fuck this.
That was the hardest one. Fuck that.
Yeah, it is a classic though. Yeah, a lot of the times I just remember playing Operation by myself, and it's not even like sad. It was just like I didn't want to spend 30 minutes setting up 13 Dead End Drive, and when we me and Nick couldn't play that game, then we'd have to like plant the seed in our sister's head of like, let's play 13 Dead End Drive, and
hell yeah,
maybe she didn't want to, so we're just kind of waiting, and then I was playing Operation in the corner, like just being like, can I do
while you're
it?
Waiting. But the commercial for 13 Dead End Drive is also weird and dark, where it's like puppets are getting killed on screen.
Well, I don't even remember that.
I watched it today.
Okay.
But because Operation is so simple, I gotta go with 13 Dead End Drive, man. It's just so much fun. Once you get past the setup, it is a great game.
Right. Operation has a lot of kind of setup too. Like you remember it just pulling out pieces, but there's like money and cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have because you want to get bonuses if it's the piece that you.
I don't remember that because I was just playing it by myself.
Right, because it was like that part of the game was whack. And
yeah,
you're just like, well, I'm going to pull it out, and whoever has the most things at the end wins, obviously.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's basically how it was played. So, yeah, for this one, fuck, man. I got to go with 13 Dead End Drive.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah, me too.
I'm definitely going to skew towards, was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in my judgment.
Joey, are you going with 13 Dead End Drive? Is it a sweeping victory?
13.
Okay. I forgot to mention before we started that Corey does not have a microphone at his house, so he obviously is not joining us for these. But I did send him this list of games.
Yeah.
So he has weighed in, and I want to read those off as we go. I just forgot. So, for the first match, he chose Monopoly, so he agreed with us. This one, he did choose Operation because he sucks.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not invited to record with us.
Right.
Yeah, if you guys were bummed out when Corey, at the start of the podcast, that Corey wasn't here to be dunked on, we took care of that for you.
Yeah, I tricked him. I was like, yeah, we just want your opinion. No, you got tricked, Corey. We're going to dunk on you the whole time, and you can't defend yourself. You have to, write an open letter or something to, defend your honor because we're ruthless.
Sorry.
It's fun getting into sorry.
All right, so let's move on. Next up, we have Battleship versus Stratego.
Battleship, another classic, another one that takes way too fucking long.
Yeah, longer than you think.
Yeah.
Unless you're really lucky at guessing.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, does this ship look kind of like a fuck boy? All right, it's J13.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I will say that Battleship is kind of like the grown-ups version of Guess Who.
Yes, for sure.
But way slowed down, and you don't get that endorphin rush of those fucking tiles getting slammed down when you nail that question.
Yeah, you do get a little one when they're like, oh, you sunk my battleship. But
it is when you get a hit, it's just miss, miss, and then finally they're like, hit. And you're like, fuck yes.
Unless they're a cheater and they're moving their fucking boards around, they're moving their ships, Joey.
Or I have a mirror behind you the whole time.
Oh, god damn it. I'm like, Joey, why do we always have to play in this exact spot? And he's like, I just like playing right here.
The sun, it's good. I had a rich cousin who had Battleship, but it was fully electronic. There were no pieces. It was fully digital, and that for whatever reason, it was the same game. For whatever reason, it was way more fun because it was noises.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was little animations, and it was just
pyrotechnics.
Okay, that kicks it up a notch for me. I didn't get to play that, but that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. And there's a guy, a Liam Neeson wannabe, who's just fuck, we gotta miss. We're gonna hit him. We're gonna get in there.
I have to take this opportunity to say that we went to see, Collin, you weren't with us, but Joey, I believe it was at least you and me went to go see Battleship together. Was that you?
I thought you went and saw that with Collin because I went and saw Independence Day Resurgence with you, which feels like the same movie.
Oh, yeah.
I did not see Battleship ever.
Maybe it was actually with Corey. I don't know. We were planning to do a double feature with something else, and we watched Battleship, and we were like, let's just go home. This sucks.
In my story with Independence Day Resurgence, I wanted to do a double feature with Ninja Turtles, but no one showed up, so I watched Ninja Turtles by myself, and then went and watched Independence Day Resurgence. Ninja Turtles was way fucking better. You guys fucked up.
But the fact that Liam Neeson never says, you sunk my battleship.
Stratego wins.
Yeah. Stratego wins.
All right. That's it. I don't know what Stratego is.
No,
I've never played it.
So Stratego is like...
It's capture the flag.
It's capture the flag with like... But also somewhat of a simplified chess.
Yeah, basically. So, Collin, and for those who don't know... It's basically, it's set up like a chessboard, and you have all these pieces that, facing towards you, it has like a number or a class, and you just move them and battle each other while trying to find the other person's flag. So you have pieces like just regular dude, like you have like more powerful, like the captain is like the most powerful guy, and if you attack somebody, whoever has the bigger number wins. But there's also bombs that like blow anybody up. Basically, there are miners that can dig up the bombs if they find them. There's a spy who can kill like the most powerful dude, but only if he attacks. So it's a pretty good strategy game.
It's like, it looks like it's chess, but then on the pieces, it's like Guess Who, where you see what the figure is, what power it has, but your opponent can't. So if they attack it might just be a dude, or
we
it
had
might be
the
a
Star
bomb.
Wars one.
Yes, we did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, fuck, that wins then. There's a Star Wars version. If there's a Star Wars Battleship, though... It's electronic.
You sunk my Death Star.
You sunk my pod racing.
And then
you sunk fucking Naboo.
You sunk the Galactic Trade Federation. We're bankrupt.
They are still coming through.
But also
I have
Jedis.
The high battleship.
I don't know.
From my point of view, your battleship is sunk.
From my point of view of this this fight right here, I don't even really know. I guess I'm gonna go with Battleship.
I'm going with Stratego because it was a fun strategy game. You get to set up like your dudes in like different formations and stuff. There's just a lot more actual strategy than Battleship, which is just a guessing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stratego, never played it, but it looks like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. Are you going with that one? Do I win?
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Stratego.
All right, Stratego. Okay. Fuck Corey again.
Yeah, Corey went with Battleship, so his bracket is effed for a second. Okay, so moving on. Next up, we got Candyland versus Life itself.
Whoa.
So this is one of the first games that we've had on this list. Candyland is one with no strategy. You can't do anything. You're just fucking spinning your thing and like moving.
Yeah, it kind of plays itself.
You're just flipping the cards.
Oh, you're right. You're not flipping. Sorry. The other one is Chutes and Ladders that you're spinning. So yeah, you're just picking random cards and moving to that spot, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, this is like the babyest ass baby game ever
for babies. Yeah, for sure.
And if you have nostalgia for it, go back and play it, and you'll realize you want to shoot yourself.
Yeah,
you want to Chutes and Ladders yourself.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And that's almost an even worse fate. Yeah, there's no fucking way to play this. You're just like, we're gonna exist in this world for a minute, and then one of us will win without even trying.
Yeah,
like it's fucking dumb.
Although I will say, Life kind of similar. If you think back on Life, you don't get a lot of choice. There's a couple times you can choose, do you want insurance or not?
Right.
But for the most part, you just go and do what it says.
It's kind of fun because you can almost like level up. You know, you like get a career, and then you can like make more money in that career. Or, you know, I've watched a couple of Let's Plays with the video game version, and it's just like, I don't know, it can be like super fun, and I feel like even though the game's kind of playing itself, like there's still an amount of freedom that you don't get even in something like Monopoly or something. Where it's just like,
and it's it's fun to just like do a life real quick, like to see what you'll get. It's relatable because it's your life. I haven't played it as like a 30-year-old adult.
Yeah.
Playing it as a kid, you're just like, oh, I have 2 babies, and as a person who has 1 baby, I'm like, fuck. You just don't get to choose. You just fill up your van. It sucks.
And the fact that you don't get handed 3 cards at the end of your college career, and you're guaranteed that money for the foreseeable future. But no, it's just, I don't know. I like it. Granted, that spinner can go fuck itself.
Agreed.
Oh
hard.
My god.
Why? Just because it didn't work? Or
it didn't work.
Yeah. It didn't work.
It barely
half
works.
the time you pull it out and it would fly all over the game board, and you have to put all your kids back in your van.
Or you do it too hard and you move like 3 spaces, and it's just fuck that. But yeah, definitely going with Life. Candyland is a fucking baby game.
Yeah. I will say, last thing on Life though is that there's an end. Like there's no way to escape the end. Same as Life, but it doesn't take fucking forever.
Yeah.
Like, like most
That's
it's going to take is like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to like land specifically on the end like in Candyland where you're just like trying to get the card at the end. Like I just want to make it to the last. It's just like, oh, nope, you hit it and then we're done and then we rack up points. And so like that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's Life for sure.
It is Life.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Corey also chose wisely and chose Life.
Turns out he's not a baby.
All right,
but
next
Queen
up,
Frostine, bro.
Right? We got Don't Wake Daddy versus Settlers of Catan. Now,
Who set up this bracket?
I did it randomly.
Okay. I was like, baby game versus a game that will make people have domestic incidences.
Yeah, so I have problems with both of these games. I love both of these games, but I definitely have problems. Don't Wake Daddy is the most like fucking like domestic violence bullshit game I've ever seen in my life. It's like, don't wake him up or he'll fucking throw you back in your room and scream at you.
Me and Nick had to play Don't Wake Daddy a lot in real life, so
damn it.
Just even thinking about it, like I was just kind of like, yeah, that's true. I was just trying to get, go to the bathroom, but that toilet, it's loud,
Yeah, but this, I don't know who came up with this game, like some like bitter father that's just like, fucking don't wake me up while I'm sleeping or bad stuff's gonna happen to you. The concept of it is fucking insane. That like this is a thing. Like I forgot when I think it was created in the 90s, but it's like a 50s idea. Don't wake your dad who sleeps in a sleeping cap.
When the divorce rate was skyrocketing, someone's like, I got it.
Yeah,
I know how to capitalize.
Dad is alone in that bed.
That's true. Yeah. Oh God.
So you're at a sad apartment complex when you're trying to make it to the fridge in that game.
Yeah, that daddy should have like a big failure beard, like a single dad beard. He doesn't give a shit.
I actually played this game not too long ago, probably like 2 years ago. We could not figure out, because the point of the game is that you move through the board, and when you land on a space, it has a number associated with it, and you press the alarm clock that many times, and then randomly eventually the dad springs up and his hat flies off, and it's super, in air quotes,
he starts screaming
fun.
at all the children.
Yeah, he starts screaming
to get back
at all
in
the
their
children.
fucking beds.
But so I played that not too long ago. We could not figure out how that fucking chunk of plastic was like creating this infinite like randomizer. Like we were just like we got done, and I was just like pressing it, and it was just like, this time it's 3, this time it's 9, this time it's 4, this time it was just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
That
guy might have been a terrible abusive person, but he's a genius. So, and on the other hand, Settlers of Catan. I love this game. I'm very good at it. But I think do you want to play, Collin? I'll scream at you.
No, I don't want to play. I've heard the stories.
I have been banned by my wife and myself from playing Settlers of Catan ever again, because we would play it when we lived in Chicago. It was me, Blair, Colby, who's been on the show, and our friend Dave Miller, and our other friend Patrick Bain. And I would I'd be like, hey, Colby, do you want to trade like 2 wood for one of your sheep? And he'd be like, yeah, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And then you go to hand me the card and go, you know what, never mind. And I just like freak out, like, and it can't, like, everyone's taking too long. I'm thinking like 4 turns ahead and stuff, and everyone's just like, okay. So I'm an impatient asshole, because I know what I'm trying to do, and I'd always get way far ahead of everybody. Like, I'm at fucking 9 points, I'm about to fucking dunk on you, and then everyone would go after me because I'm in first place. Hey. Which makes sense. And I would scream at people, scream at them. There were 2 separate occasions where I left the apartment. I just drove away. I screamed.
They weren't sure if you were coming back.
Didn't even walk the block.
Nope, I drove away. Me and Blair got into so many arguments about that because I knew I was, obviously in the wrong, but I just couldn't contain myself because I was like, you guys are taking too long, and now you're putting the robber on my space, my fucking brick. No, fuck you. Like, so I can't play that game anymore.
Yeah, I had to convince Nick to put it on the list because it's like, yeah, that game's hot right now, but it also like. It came out a while ago. It's just
right.
It's more of a thinking man's game, so it's more aimed at people in their 20s and whatnot.
Yeah.
The first time I played this game, I was in Bloomington with a bunch of people I didn't know, and I became the wheat king, where I cornered the wheat market, and I had like a port or something, so I could just like trade everything. I was just paying. I was turning everything. From wheat, and I almost won my very first game, but somebody drew a fucking like one of the point cards.
Yeah, fucking. There's a lot of strategies, Joey. We can have a long conversation.
Yeah,
if
we
you
can.
want.
But it is Settlers of Catan.
It's Don't Wake Daddy.
What? Yeah, okay. No, it's definitely Settlers, because you were getting all worked up over bitch-ass regular Settlers. I've got those expansions, and let me tell you, once you play those, it's like, who gives a fuck about the regular game anymore? Because it's just the regular game plus, like, another game or 2. So it's like, well, why would I just play the regular game when you can play the regular game inside of this other game where now there's, like, pirate ships and, like, you're exploring lands and there's, like, gold currency and...
No, that sounds like fun. I'd like to play it, but I can't, Colin. I'm sorry.
It is a lot, but I will say that I agree with you that when people take too long...
Yeah, it's just like...
Even if you've never played the game, think about what you're going to do before it's your turn.
Yeah, when there's like 6 people around a table and then it gets to you and you're like, I don't know. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Well, it's like, I get it if you don't know, but when people will like even out loud say, oh, what's happening now? Where am I? What's going on? It's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why are you waiting until we're all waiting on you to like figure out what the fuck? Where are your PCs?
I'm about to Don't Wake Daddy your ass.
Yeah. I'm pushing the alarm clock button down.
Yeah. I'm pumping myself up.
See, Nick, that's what you need to do is that every time you want to get mad, you have to press the alarm clock, right? And you aren't allowed to get mad until Daddy wakes up.
Yeah, until I can explode. Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to have like a yellow sock on your head so you can like fling forward and throw it off, and everybody knows it's about to go down.
Don't we all sleep in full nightgowns with nightcap hats? Like, of course. Okay, yeah, it's Catan, and Corey agrees with us. It's Catan. Next up, we got Clue versus Mousetrap. It's a zany action, a crazy contraption. The fun is catching. It's Mousetrap.
See,
I was brainwashed by commercials. What do you want?
You're right. It is Mousetrap. All right, moving on.
Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck all that. Like Mousetrap, yeah, it was fun to set up a Rube Goldberg machine. You know what it sucks at? Being a fucking game. Like it barely makes sense as a fucking game. It it's just like it's not fun to play. And like Clue, it seemed overwhelming when I was younger because I was just kind of like, oh, blah, blah. But like playing it in my 20s and shit. Fucking Clue, man. Like you got your notepad and you're fucking doing your strategies and you're like, you know, you see people like not taking down notes of what I think it was this person, this thing, and then you don't see someone take notes and you're like, you're fucked. Like even if you're not getting that information, you know that something in there, if somebody showed a card, you got to take that shit down. And that's my organization and process of elimination. That's my fucking jam.
I'm just in the corner working on my Foghorn Leghorn accent, getting ready to solve this fucking crime, you know?
Well, that's the strategy, is to not write anything down and keep it all in your mind like a fucking Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, because like Benedict Cumberbatch.
You fake write things down so people think you need that information, but you didn't. Because it was your shit. You already knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you just, like, fuck with people. And so that's a game where I enjoy it, too, but I've definitely gotten... I pulled like a half Nick, you know? I didn't get in my car and drive away, but I was definitely pretty frustrated.
Yeah. Mousetrap, it's like a fucking novelty, you know? Yeah. You're just like, oh, yeah, the Rube Goldberg. But, yeah, it's not a fucking game. Clue is a fucking game. And I read so many Clue books when I was a kid. I've read, like, all of them.
The ones with the different endings?
Yep, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to go into, like, Professor Plum's divorce. Like, it was, like, just backstory, like, on all the characters. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Maybe I'll write those.
Oh, nice.
All right. This one's Clue for sure. It takes it. Get out of here, Mousetrap. All right, next up, Risk versus Mall Madness. Here we go.
Speaking of novelty games.
Is the Kings. The Kings right here.
Yeah. So, Risk, I have a lot of terrible memories of staying up till like 4 a.m. trying to fucking take Australia from Patrick. Like, fuck, man. Speaking of games that take forever, dude, Risk, if you start out with like 5 people, you're never finishing that game.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking 10,000 piece puzzle, man. It's going to take you weeks.
And part of my issue with Risk is that, so I can do all the strategy that I want, but it comes down to dice rolls. And your boy Joey, just anytime I need something that has to do with luck,
God just fucking turns his back on you.
I am so fucked. Yeah. And that's the problem where it's like, all right, I'm out first.
Yeah, now what do I do while you guys play this game for 4 more hours?
Yeah, like, I was playing that shit before we had fucking smartphones, you know? Where it's like, all right, I'm just going to go do something. It's like, I guess I'm going to go stand outside and stare into the fucking sky. Like,
I just got knocked out of Risk. Time to stare into the abyss.
Yeah, man. But it always it's one of those games that always sounds like a good idea of like, let's hunker down. We're on our tummies. We're spending the night at each other's houses. Like, let's fucking do this. And then
again,
I just roll
It's the Monopoly syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to hunker down and it's going to be a good thing that we're going to fucking... And then it's like... After an hour, you're just like, okay, this wasn't a good idea. It was never a good idea. It's never been a good idea. People who say it's a good idea are fucking lying.
Right. I have so many memories of like doing a war of attrition because Patrick would always just put all of his dudes on Australia and he's like, I'm just going to defend. And it's like, that's not how the game's played.
It's like fucking turtling in a fighting game. It's just so infuriating that you have to bash your head against the wall.
Yeah.
And the game isn't going to end until you do it because he's not moving out of there. So it's like, okay, well, we're going to play for 5 hours then.
Yeah. I went to the Wikipedia real quick to check because I wanted to see what the estimated playing time was, and they got it down. It's 1 to 8 hours.
Did you say 1 to 8 hours?
I did indeed, Joey.
Boys, I will tell you that Risk the board game sucks, but Risk, the board game, the Sega Genesis game, is real tight.
It sounds
because it's not. There's not dice rolls. It's when you get into a battle, you've got a cannon that you control. That you control how far it shoots and if it shoots to the left and the right, and then just little dudes run out in front of the cannon. And then if you hit them, you get a kill, and if you don't, and it's happening simultaneously to the other player, like a split screen.
Yeah, it sounds like a mix between Civilization and Fire Emblem. Like that's what that sounds like, where it's like it's all strategy and then it like zooms in and it's kind of like up to like skill versus dice rolls.
Right. It's still a pretty basic game, but that made me really love Risk. And then an eternal disappointment when I would let's play the board game because I fucking love the Sega game. And then just it's all down to fucking dice. This sucks.
Yeah.
Put it away. Flip the board. Fuck this.
But then, on the other hand, we have Mall Madness.
Something that probably people don't really know about.
There's a sale at Penny's.
It's pretty well known. Mall Madness is fucking sick. It's also this fucking pro-capitalist middle-class bullshit.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of teens going on a shopping spree, and it's all about buying as many things as you can. So not buying as many, but buying certain things.
What was super sick about this game is, one, you had a multi-level board game. Physical levels.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Of just you had to kind of build it, and it was just it's a novelty to have your character piece on a piece of cardboard connecting two plastic chunks, and you're just wow. And then it had the super complex 90s AI brain.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So Mall Madness, for those of you that don't know, so you go to a mall and there's this big chunk in the middle that has I barely even know how to explain it. You have credit cards, right?
But you also have cash.
You have cash, and then you have the credit cards almost work as your player activation key, which always fucking just rustled my jimmies of just that's so fucking cool and novel. And you're trying to go around this mall. I don't even really know how you win. I don't really remember. But
let me take it from here, Joey.
All right, you got it.
Okay, so you have your board set up, but you also have your little shopping list, and you have to buy a certain number of things and then exit the mall. But where it comes into play is that you only have you start with a certain amount of money, and every couple rounds or so, there's a clearance and a sale at certain places.
Yeah.
So you can go to a place and you can buy something for the regular price, the sale price, or the clearance price. So obviously you want to go to where the clearance is so you can spend less money. And if you run out of money, you have to go all the way to the center and go to the bank and then put your fucking credit card in, and it's all right, you get $50. It's a random amount.
Yeah.
You might get $200, you might get $25. You don't even know, but you have to waste time going back to the bank. So you're trying to be as efficient as possible while going on this multi-level board, and you can send each other to the pizza shop where you have to spend $5 on pizza or whatever. So it is a the strategy. There's more strategy than you might think to it, because you got to be really efficient with where you're buying and how much you're spending. But it's got that fucking capitalist overtone, baby. Spend.
So you're buying stuff, and then it's time to go jerk off in the empty Menards. You got to do something for you. You got yourself some shoes. Now it's time for a little me time.
Yeah. Just imagining the little robot computer go jerk off in Menards, the sunglasses boutique.
Yeah, man, Nick, you just explaining that, I kind of knew, but just you did a good job of explaining it. I don't want to be the nostalgia fuck that is just Mall Madness, but you just explaining that just sounds so much more. It's so much more fun than Risk.
Yeah, for sure. Because
it sounds fun. There's strategy. There's numbers. You got it all.
Yeah, it's a breezy hour. Take 45 minutes to an hour to play. According to this website, but and I think I don't think it's not fuck, it's 4 a.m, we're still playing Mall Madness, I gotta get to the fucking
I gotta get to
department
Australia
store.
The bank has finally shut me off. I got to go over in the corner and sell some blood and semen.
So at first you had to have your card was just to like see how much you could get, or it would change the sales and stuff when you pressed it. But they have an electronic one that actually keeps count now,
like a bank account.
Yes, it's like there's no cash. It's all card based. So you, instead of like pushing your little card in and hitting the button, you swipe your card, and it keeps that information. 2000s brain. Sorry, 90s brain.
So I was looking into Mall Madness before we recorded, just to kind of like get an idea and kind of remember and stuff. They did a rerun in the 2000s, like you said, and then I watched a YouTube clip that it was like probably at some sort of expo, and they're like, yeah, Mall Madness is back 2020.
What?
There might be a new Mall Madness run.
It's really funny since all the malls are failing right now, so there's only there's going to be like 3 stores open in your Mall Madness. It's like, go to the GameStop or Hot Topic or JCPenney, and that's it.
Go to
Avoid
one of
the depressed guy at Lids.
Go to one of the 3 Nirvanas.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's Mall Madness, man. Risk was frustrating, and Mall Madness, not only is there nostalgia there, but it's a fun game to play, legitimately.
Yeah, and you reminded me of that, so I have to go with Mall Madness. Man, if Corey was here, he would be dead.
He'd be furious because he definitely chose Risk, and I guarantee you he's never played Mall Madness once in his life.
Yeah, even though he's only
guaranteed.
Nick, he's like 2 years older than you.
Yeah.
So he's Jesse's age?
Correct.
He seems like he is 45. You know what I mean? Like a lot of sorry, Corey. It's just like I'm putting pieces together because I don't know him that well. So I'm just like putting pieces together of Corey through these podcasts where we just piss him off, and he just seems like he's getting older and older every
You're making him age?
Yeah. It's the podcast of Dorian Gray. Like, we're sucking the life out of him.
Because it seems like, it's just like, yeah, he's our age, right? And then it's just like, yeah, he's probably never played Mall Madness. And it's like, there's not that many years to be like a generational gap, but the fact that he hasn't done some of these things make it seem like there's a generational gap.
Right.
Making him 45 years old.
He just lived a different life than us. All right, so Mall Madness moves on. Next up, last one in the first round, Chutes and Ladders v. Sorry. This is another easy one for me, gang. Chutes and Ladders is another game that there's no fucking strategy. There's no point in playing it. Like, you just spin and you go to, you go up, and it's like it's just numbers. Like, you got to get from 1 to 100. Yeah. And sometimes you'll land on a fucking ladder, and sometimes you'll land on a chute, and that, like, there's nothing to do with this.
Yeah, it kind of plays itself. I will put it probably above Candyland.
Oh yeah,
but that's not
saying
it's
almost
much.
The same thing as Candyland. It's literally the same game.
Yeah, it's kind of the same game, but Chutes and Ladders.
It's a little more simplified, even, because Candyland at least had, like, you could skip to like different colors and stuff. Like, it wasn't just like
it's because you didn't
board that was
ladders,
labeled.
Dude.
Right, but this is just a board labeled 1 to 100. Like, that's fucking boring.
Yeah, and
it would be my version. I had a really old version of Chutes and Ladders, and like if it was a ladder, it would be like a good thing happening. Like there was like little cartoon kids, and there'd be like a good thing happening to them. Like, hey, I got some ice cream. Like a little ladder. Like, hey, I mowed the lawn and got some money. Like a big ladder. Like it was little like comic strips. Like it did it in a creative way.
Yeah.
And then the chutes would be like bad things. Like I broke the cookie jar. Like I broke my arm.
I woke up Daddy.
I woke up
Daddy. So it'd be like at the top of the chute, say it'd be like a kid, the little boy pulling on like a cat's tail and laughing, and then at the bottom of the chute, he's like completely covered in bandages because the cat whipped his ass.
Oh, nice.
So at the ladders, it'd be like I'm doing a positive thing at the bottom of the ladder, and then at the top, it'd be like a positive reward.
Oh, okay. So
some of them were pretty funny, so it'd be like, I got the one where I slipped in dog shit or whatever.
Well, it's also funny because you know what? Ladders suck. And slides are fun, so I don't even understand this game.
It's trying to like indoctrinate you of like being a good child,
to climb that fucking corporate ladder, or you can be an idiot and go down the slide.
You can fall
for
and
dummies.
Right.
You poor piece of shit.
Sounds like it should be more like eels and escalators, you know what I'm
saying? Hell yeah. SpongeBob reference.
Makes more sense.
And then, on the other hand, we got Sorry, which is still kind of a simplified game. But at least you can, like, have some fucking, control over it.
There's a little bit of strategy,
yeah.
You can choose which piece moves where. There's a semblance of strategy, I guess.
Yeah, it's still really, simplified, but, you can, move different pieces, you can, mess with people, and, at the end of the game, you do have to do that thing where you're like, you have to get this certain number of moves to get in,
Yeah. But it doesn't have a pop-o-matic,
We had trouble, that at least had the pop-o-matic, but it was fucking same. There was, like, one difference between the two, basically.
A lot more plastic.
And in this one, you could do a bunch of sarcasm and just be like, sorry, and then, send them back to start.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it might as well be called fuck you.
Yeah, I'm going with sorry,
boys.
Definitely
going with sorry.
I'm also going with sorry. And Corey agrees with us. He went with sorry. So, now we're in round two. Back to the top.
And we're like 50 minutes in. Sup?
That's how it goes, Joey. They'll start to fall. Now we got Monopoly versus 13 Dead End Drive.
This is a tough one for me because just like it's Monopoly. Like it's Monopoly, it sucks, but it's still Monopoly. And then you have nostalgia 13 Dead End Drive of like it's more novelty of like ooh
sure.
It's fun. Ooh, it's different.
But which one do I have more fun playing? That's 13 Dead End Drive.
Yeah.
Right. I just can't get on that thing of, we talk about the Lunchables problem, like, but the reason Lunchables were Lunchables is because they were the best thing to eat.
Right.
It wasn't just that they were the most like memorable or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, this, Monopoly is whatever the king, but I don't think I've ever had fun playing it. So, and I would never want to play it. Like, I'll probably never play it again in my life.
But you can. But there's so many different versions to make it. You want fun for 10 minutes. Game.
Yeah, also, until the novelty wears off of the locations.
Yeah, I've been playing Monopoly Deal, which is a card game, and it's fucking fantastic. And it's just like, and so I love that game. And then it's like, why would I ever play regular Monopoly? This is just Monopoly. Like simplified and fast and fun and strategy and
for me, I just even though we just threw Risk out the window for Mall Madness, like I love the idea of digging into a game, but
and then the disappointment slowly starts to set in.
Hits me,
And I will say, guys, this is a definite ding against it. On the official Monopoly Wikipedia, the playing time, I shit you not, is 20 to 180 minutes.
Fuck you.
That's it. It should be 20 to 180 hours.
I thought that's what you were about to say. I was like, 20 minutes? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who plays a 20-minute game of Monopoly?
How can you play a 20-minute game of Monopoly?
Right. Seems impossible. It seems like they're just doing that to try and sell you on it. But fuck that.
Do they need to sell you on it? It's Monopoly.
Right,
like,
I know.
I wouldn't be like if I had like a little bit more money when I was younger, I'd probably have 4 different versions of Monopoly.
Right.
Like there's Pokemon Monopoly, then there's like Pokemon Gold and Silver Monopoly. There's just like so many different versions to kind of like make it a little spicier and being like, ha ha ha,
right.
I bought the Indigo League. Ha 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 ha.
I kind of have the copy that I have for some reason is a debit card version, and it is so disappointing because you don't have that cash.
That quiche.
I love using the quiche and like dropping it on somebody. This one you're just like, all right, well I bought that, and you just slide it, and it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's whack.
Like it's not as fun. I will say
Monopoly Junior is more fun. Even though it's a more simplified version, because the board is shorter, it's simpler, like it just is faster. There's not.
That's all I want.
There's not as much choice, but it's like it's still the same fucking game.
Right.
It's
let it fucking
shorter
end.
and there's not like stockpiles of money where it's just like cool. Now we're just going around the board trading money.
Right. I do want to also take this opportunity to talk about a little sketch that we filmed that never saw the light of day like 10 years ago.
Because it was too long and boring, like Monopoly.
Yeah, it was this sketch idea that me and Corey came up with because we were playing Monopoly one night at Corey's house. And we came up with this joke, which won't sound as funny. You had to be there. But we had this idea that we got so mad over the Monopoly game that we just played that we both met each other in the middle of the night with pillows in our hand that we were going to smother the other dude. Like, I was heading to kill Corey in his bedroom with a pillow, and he was heading to kill me in my room with a pillow. And so that became a sketch that was like fucking 15 minutes long because we were bad at doing sketches at this point, and we were like, okay, so we have to start the sketch. We have to start the sketch with us sitting around with nothing to do and coming up with the idea to play Monopoly.
One of those,
then we have to. Yeah, then we have to have the actual game of Monopoly where Corey knocks out Colby, and then he knocks out Collin, and then me and him play, and then he takes all my money and fucks me over. Then we finally get to the premise, which is we meet in the hallway in the middle of the night.
After 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then we do all this stuff to get, like, we're maintaining eye contact because we don't trust each other. So we're, like, playing video games, but we're just watching each other. And then we had to make sandwiches and eat them. And this part took... Colin, how long do you think it took to film that?
I don't know. At least an hour.
Yeah, it was just
a 5-second scene.
Yeah, it was me and Corey making sandwiches, but we were making eye contact, and we'd have to we just slopped a bunch of nasty crap onto the sandwiches, and then we had to eat them.
Jesus.
And Corey kept making me break, and we have the video somewhere. Collin put it up of our bloopers, and that was featured a lot because I just kept breaking and I couldn't. And I was taking bites out of the bread, and I'd have to turn the sandwich so I could cover it. And Colin is in the background not laughing, and he's like, the battery's at 7%, guys.
It was 4 a.m. We'd already been filming for hours, and then the battery was dying. And it was we still have 18 other situations to do for this sketch.
To where we were in bed together, staring at each other.
Jesus
and then we were gonna have a thing where the next morning we were in the shower together, and then we were driving to work on the opposite sides of the road, still staring at each other.
You can correct me, but I don't remember it even really having an ending. And that was the other thing was so this just goes, we have no ending, and it's going to be 20 minutes. I just knew while filming it that it wasn't going to be salvageable.
Yeah.
But you guys were pushing it so hard that I was like, okay, well, we'll just do it, and then you can see for yourselves. But it was okay, now it's 5 a.m.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to... holy fuck.
Yeah, it was, we learned our lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
So that footage exists somewhere.
But
because of that, I gotta go with 13 Dead End Drive, man. It's just, I have so much more fun playing it.
Yeah, I have kind of a little bit of a skewed perspective on Monopoly because a YouTube channel that I watch, Achievement Hunter, they did hardcore Monopoly.
Okay.
It was real money.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
And so it was just they had to try. They had to, and you just watch, relationships just fucking explode and everything. They did 2 seasons of it. They had one with just the crew, and then they had, an all-star season. Dante Bosco was there, if you don't know who that is. Prince Zuko.
Yeah.
It was just, watching that was just so fucking awesome, and that's kind of the dream of Monopoly, of people having to try and stay there, and then they did the whole talking heads thing of just kind of the fake reality show aspect of it.
Right.
See, that's the thing with Monopoly. It's only fun if you change it.
Yeah.
The other versions of it are fun. The card games are fun. The Monopoly Junior's fun, a hardcore Monopoly, but the game itself, much like Risk, where the side versions are fun, the original just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's 13 Dead End Drive for me.
Convince me. It's 13 Dead End Drive.
All right. Well, we just broke Corey's bracket.
Yeah, we did.
He had Monopoly winning. Sorry, bud. All right. So, 13 Dead End Drive moves on. Next up, we have Stratego versus Life. Now, first impressions, I'd say, because of the conversation we had about Life, that I'd probably go with Stratego. Because I just, like, it's a fun game that makes you think, and like we said about Life, it doesn't make you think that much. You have a couple decisions to make.
Yeah.
And the whole fun part about it for me is it's really relatable. Like, except, the fact they're like, you get the choice of these 4 houses in your tax bracket.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
my thing though is like Stratego is like, yeah, 1-on-1 kind of deal, but Life, like, you can play, with 4 players, and you can kind of like role play like an angle kind of thing, and
sure,
and that kind of thing. So I'm leaning much more towards Life because you can have that kind of like role play element to it, while like, yeah, there's not much choice, but it's like it's still just like a ton of fun. It is kind of like an escape.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think
for
Joey
sure.
convinced me. I was gonna go Stratego because it seemed like it was much more strategy and thinking, and it seems really fun, especially because it's basically like a bunch of trap cards. Like, I'm gonna attack this thing. Oh no, it's a bomb. Fuck, and it's like, but you activated my trap card, you bitch. But it is, that 2-player aesthetic. If you got like a bunch of people, it's like you're having a night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we're having a group thing. We're all playing Life.
No one's ever really getting that mad because like there's the element that the game kind of plays itself.
Yeah, and there's a lot that can happening and can happen. You're all at different points in your life, and stuff. So there's a lot going on to distract you from like when something bad happens to you, and you're not like fucking over each other. Like the game, Life is shitting on you.
Yeah, and that's the fun aspect is that no one can really get that mad. Like you kind of have to laugh at it. Like no one's trying that hard when you play Life, and if they are, you shouldn't be friends with them.
Agreed. All right. Yeah, I see your argument. It's Life.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So next up, we got Settlers of Catan or Clue. And going on this theme that we've had so far, fun equals Clue for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's true.
Like even outside of that, I'd still go with Clue. Like Settlers, like there's more to it, where Clue is like an elevated guessing game.
Yeah,
but it's also got like deduction and stuff. But
yeah, I like a good mystery.
Yeah,
man, Clue stresses me out.
It is because you have to. Well, I mean, same way Settlers stresses me out. Where I'm like, do I have the longest road? Oh no, he's about to take it. Oh, where's the robber going? Am I gonna get Is the dice roll gonna go my way?
Yeah, and
but
like
Clue, it's all up in your brain.
If you get fucked out of wood in like the first couple turns, where it's just like wood's really important until it's not.
Right.
And then you're just like so far behind, and then you have to become the wheat king in your wheat throne.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man, Clue is just, you can play it. How many fucking players? It's like 8? Is it 6 or 8? It can be a lot of fucking people.
Let's go through the entire cast of the movie.
But yeah, like Clue is just so like, it's almost not even about like the game pieces and stuff like that. It's just about like your notepad and like just like actually like thinking like beyond even strategy, just thinking.
Right.
It can still be a ton of fun. And it's another one of those things that's not that competitive because it's all just about note taking.
Right.
Like it's just like if you didn't pick up on something, that's one thing. That's kind of your fault. But if somebody's blocking you out of wood and stone in Settlers, then you have to drive away in the middle of the night.
Right. To drive that point, it's 3 to 6 players, 10 to 60 minutes playing time. The random chance rating is low, in parentheses dice rolling, and the skills required, deduction. Boom.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Clue. I think.
I'm definitely going with Clue.
Yeah. Me a 2.
Me
and
a Clue.
You know what? This was the bracket that Corey had right, and he's still right. Clue moved on for him as well over Catan. So, up next, we got Mall Madness or Sorry.
Mall Madness.
It's Mall Madness, man.
I don't even have
a fucking fun game.
I don't even have an argument because I didn't play Sorry that much because it was just kind of like...
It's just so simple, man.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry.
It doesn't have a theme. It's just a concept. Mall Madness has a fun theme that, is definitely a relic of the past because malls. So, yeah. All right. I think we're all in agreement. We don't need to drag that out. Mall Madness.
Mall Madness.
So, next up, 13 Dead End Drive or Life.
This is a tough one. I think most of these are going to be tough from here on out.
Yeah. Now, to go back to the playing it for you argument, the strategy you have to play in 13 Dead End Drive, you're like playing like fucking... I know this isn't even hyperbole, guys. You're playing 4D chess up in this bitch.
You really are.
Because, like, you can move any player.
Yeah.
And, like, the game is constantly changing. Like, you can put your own, like, players on traps just so they're safe because no one else is going to, like...
No one else has the trap.
Right, yeah.
Has the trap card.
Right. You have trap cards. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a thing.
Dual discs?
Also, which person can win constantly changes too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Life, if you start to like get out ahead, you're basically like coasting the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Unless something terrible happens to you. But yeah, 13 Dead End Drive, it's always shifting.
Yeah, that's true. I just like my thing with 13 Dead End Drive is like you're playing that 4D chess, but they're still not like it can fall away pretty fast. Where it's just like, oh, you realize that these are the characters that you have.
Well, if you're bad at it,
yeah. I'm still gonna lean towards Life because I feel like there's just a lot of fun to be had through the just through the nature of like what happens if like somebody's on top and then they just get fired from their job and they're just like, oh my god, and then they have to draw and stuff like that. Just still like the role playing aspect that you can do is super fun to me, while 13 Dead End Drive is much more straightforward in the sense of what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah,
I don't know. I once again, I like the mystery part of it. You don't know like who's like trying to kill who, what other people are doing. You're trying to get this inheritance, which is, relatable like in life.
Yeah.
Just trying to steal people's inheritance. And yeah, just the fucking like setting up the traps is just fun. Like, and it's got a good, solid theme behind it. I know Life does, but Life is pretty broad at the same time.
Yeah. Also, now it's just sponsored by TripAdvisor.
13 Dead End Drive just has the macabre aspect for me, and it's a game that I haven't seen anything else like it, really. Because it's kind of like Clue, but at the same time, it's not,
Right, and you have that fun cast of characters.
Yeah, you do.
Like, there's a lot of visual fun stuff going on.
Yeah, like
there is
Poopy
sort of
the cat or whatever its name is.
Yeah,
I think it was Poopsie.
You can be a fucking cat.
You know what? That solidifies it for me. If you can be, yeah, you're right. You can be a cat. I gotta go with 13 Dead End Drive.
The cat can kill people.
Yeah.
Take the money and then leave.
That's fucking sick.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah. I'm going 13 Dead End Drive. Colin, where are you leaning?
Yeah, 13 Dead End, I think.
All right.
Excellent. That one moves on to be a finalist. Next up, Clue or Mall Madness. This is heartbreaking for me, guys.
It's the most
I love
heartbreaking
both of these games
for me as well, but I have to go with Clue.
I do too. It's Clue.
Man. I'm not going to be able to beat you guys.
Well, because now that we're like narrowing...
you could. I love Mall Madness.
Now that we're narrowing this down to like what's the best board game, like
they're actually very similar.
Yeah.
You got to keep track. You got a list of things.
Yeah, all the fun like pieces that come with Mall Madness are cool too. You got your like board where you can read all the different prices and stuff.
Yeah, but
like I said, the theme is on point with that game too. It captured it perfectly.
Well, here's the thing.
Like the idea is simple.
Here's the thing. I love Power Rangers. You know, one of the top reasons I love Power Rangers that it's stuck with me so far, colors.
Okay.
And there's so many colors in Clue.
Yeah, I mean, I love being Professor Plum. You know your boy's out there just being purple all the time.
Yeah, Miss Scarlet, fucking Colonel Mustard. Like, let's go. Like, was it Mr. Green?
Yeah, but Joey, let me hit you with this. Your pieces in Mall Madness are just colors. You got red, blue, green, and yellow.
Yeah, okay.
You got different styled credit cards.
Yeah, and
draw.
That does draw me to it. I get that you know what you're doing right now to me. I understand that it's just like, ooh, this is the yellow credit card, and it looks different than the red credit card, but still a lot more colors in Clue.
Multi-tier gaming, though. You get to go up the fucking little escalators.
Yeah.
To go to the second floor.
That's the same thing in fucking 13 Dead End Drive. They got stairs you can go up and then fall down.
There's just
to your death.
For me, there's just no fucking way that I can sit here and say that Mall Madness is a better board game than Clue. A lot because like it speaks to me the most. Where it's like, yeah, you can kind of keep track of stuff. But Clue is just like, it's a fucking notepad and a piece of paper, and it's up to you to make the right, choices in, all right, so this person chose these 3 things, so I have the dot next to it. Then this person chose these 3 things. 2 of those things share what was said, and then a card was shown. So you have to make the decision of, like, what did he actually show him? It's like a 50-50, and it's just organizing things in the little boxes, and you can sit there on like a Friday night with a bunch of people in their 20s, and it's like it can be real but not competitive enough to where people get mad. Where Mall Madness is like playing Pokemon Snap, where it's like look at this.
Yeah,
remember?
You're not really. Yeah, there's only a little bit you can do to like screw each other over.
Yeah, true.
It's just got the theme on point, but I mean,
I will say Mall Madness had a TV show.
Did it?
Shop Till You Drop, motherfucker. That was Mall Madness, the game show.
Yeah, it was.
Come
you got to get that fucking wheel of cheese.
That's Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, you're right. That's
the
Supermarket Sweep.
Shop Till You Drop is literally
electronics and shit.
It's literally Mall Madness. Like, it's a fake ass mall.
Yeah.
And you had to run upstairs and get the shit and bring it back.
Shit, man. Remember when fucking
a better game?
Remember when game shows were just buying things? It was like fucking consumerism, man. It's taking over. So I got to go Clue as well.
I'm going Clue.
So, yeah. So here we are.
R.I.P. Mall Madness.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
I didn't expect it to make it past Risk, honestly. I was leaning towards Risk.
Yeah. So we got 13 Dead End Drive versus Clue. Corey's bracket, totally fucked. He had Monopoly versus Sorry. Sorry.
Wow. I can't believe that.
Over Clue.
I can see the argument for Monopoly a little bit, but fucking Sorry?
He must have like stolen his first kiss playing Sorry or something. Like, it's got to have a memory to it. I got to find out. Like, that's like, he was playing Sorry when he learned that he'd passed the bar exam and he became a lawyer. Like, it's got to have something strapped to it because I don't understand that. Corey, you can explain it to us later.
Maybe he loves fucking people over.
You're not wrong.
Sorry. He loves that. He loves that episode of South Park when they talk to Comcast.
Yeah. All right. 13 Dead End Drive or Clue. These are both mystery games.
Yeah.
One starts with a murder. One is murder throughout.
Yeah. Man, it's fucking Clue. Like, 13 Dead End Drive is interactive Clue, but doesn't have the depth.
Okay, I will give you this, Joey. Clue has like secret passages. So does fucking 13 Dead End Drive.
It's true.
Yeah,
there are secrets.
Yeah, but I'm not into a board game for 4D chess where I'm trying to because then it gets in the point where it's like, I'm not a great liar. I'm super honest. You can trust me. It's your boy, man of the people. And I'm not super great at lying, and I get super sweaty. That's why I can't play like a lot of like Jackbox games, because sometimes the light shines down on me, and that light is hot. But Clue is just it's a thinking man's 13 Dead End Drive that isn't. No one's flipping the Clue board. Granted, no one's really flipping the 13 Dead End Drive either, but
you have to set it all up again. Fuck that. Joey, let me just, if I could, we know the names of all of the Clue characters. Let me take you through the list of names for 13 Dead End Drive.
These are great.
Yeah. First, we have Aunt Agatha. She starts it off. And the detective. We got Poopsie the cat. Mm-hmm. We got Beauregard the Third. He was Agatha's flirtatious lover.
Does he have big teeth?
Then we got... I don't know. I'm just looking at the names now, dog. We also got Smothers, the butler. Mm-hmm. He served Agatha's family for over 30 years. Then we got Dusty, the conniving and seductive maid.
Ooh.
Then we got Charity.
Why'd they name her Dusty?
Because she's a maid and she does. Fucking get it, idiot? We got Charity, Agatha's personal physician, who only makes mansion calls, okay? She's trying to use the money to set up her own practice.
Yeah.
Then we have Lulu. That's Agatha's gossip of a best friend, okay?
All right.
Then we got Parker the chauffeur. He wants to use the money to race in the Indianapolis 500.
Whoa.
These players have backstories. Then we have Clay, Agatha's tennis coach. He wants to repay old debts and retire nicely.
Nick, I'm going to stop you right there because I'm going to drop my own shit on you. None of these people
I'm not done yet.
are represented with fun colors as game pieces.
Spritzy.
But they have fun pictures.
But Joey, the hairstylist name is Spritzy. Then we have Pierre the inept chef. He wants to finance his own TV show, Cooking for Profit. Whoa. Then we got Madame Astra. That was Agatha's personal fortune teller. Yeah? And then we got Hickory, the mansion's gardener.
I feel like Hickory might have the big teeth. I do remember. Yeah, it's coming back to me. I've also watched...
Yeah, he's got like a rake in his hand.
I've also watched two separate Let's Plays of this game in the past 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So I'm decently familiar with 13 Dead End Drive.
Yeah, Hickory wants to use the money to fulfill his dream of starting a theme park based on killer plants.
What?
So, yeah, I don't know, but they have fun backstories. So, they don't have
fun nicknames.
Let me look up some fan fictions on all the Clue characters real quick.
Yeah, let's all wait. So yeah, just because of all the fun names that went into this, I'm stuck on 13 Dead End Drive. That's where I'm parked my car right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's Clue. Like it fills so much.
To counter the 13 argument, even though I love the game, there's a lot of setup.
You're right.
You gotta snap all that cardboard together, and that shit's wearing down over time.
Yeah, for sure. There was a sequel to 13 Dead End Drive called 1313 Dead End Drive. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. We got most of the same characters back, except we got Perkins. He's a hunter. And then we got Pugsley, Agatha's dog. So there's a dog in the mix. Oh, and Sedgwick, Agatha's nephew. So Prudence.
The art on that game sucks, though.
Oh, does it?
If you look at some of the renditions, it's just fucking... It's weird.
Okay.
It's not as
and
cool.
it's got some more traps, but it still has some of the same. The stair trap, a boar's head trap that, you'd fall. It'd fall on you. But, yeah,
I just got to say,
that's
man,
a fun
like,
sequel.
Clue is such a classic. Like, if you have a bit of time, it's not like, hey, we're just hanging out. You trying to bust out Clue? Because no one's really trying to just bust out board games when it's like, we're just like watching Netflix or something.
Doing a kickback?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going to come over for a couple beers and then I'll leave. It's just like, if you're kind of like having a gathering, like, no one's No one's turning down Clue. First of all, who the fuck has 13 Dead End Drive? Who wants to set that shit up? Like, you're fucking...
You're going to lose people when you start the setup. It's like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're like...
This is going to take me like 40 minutes.
It's a party. Let me set up 13 Dead End Drive. And then people are too drunk by the time you fucking... like set that shit up, and then it's more of a novelty than something like Clue, where you can just bust it out, get to thinking, get to sleuthing, like Clue, like shit.
Yeah, no, you're right, Joe. I was just trying to drag it out a little bit with make my case for 13 Dead End Drive.
It's a good case. I really want to play this game again now.
Yeah, we're gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it for sure. I gots to.
We might have it in your fucking garage, dude.
That's very true. It might be in my garage right now. Yeah. But yeah.
Same with Mall Madness.
Yeah, I think it probably is. But as for this very regular tournament, Clue, also known as Cluedo or Cluedo, I don't know.
Cluedo.
Look up the Wikipedia. It's actually Cluedo. That's the actual name.
Especially in Europe, right?
Right. So...
Clue also has a bunch of fun knockoffs. Like you can have Clue-themed anything.
I have the Office Clue in my back room right now.
All right, Nick, I'm on my way.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be Dwight killing people with like the fucking panini press that Michael burns his foot on? Get in here.
Is that real?
Absolutely, it is.
I need to play. I want to play more board games, just in general. I don't get to. I don't hang out in groups larger than 3, and it pisses me off.
You know what? I don't want to be a liar. I don't know if it is exactly that,
but it's like
literally
style. Like
it's fun pieces.
It's not just like stylized. Dwight in the ballroom with the knife.
No, it's not. It's like Dwight in the wherever break room. Yeah, but still, we got it. But yeah, and we got this. Clue is, by our definition, the best board game.
Fuck you, Corey.
Not Corey's definition.
Fuck you, Corey.
We love you, Corey. We miss you. We wish that you could be on this episode and the future episodes right now. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Very Real Talk. We are trying really hard to keep our content going. That's why we're doing it from our homes while we're trying to be safe, practice our social distancing as much as possible when we can. Also, if the quality is not as good on this one, you know why. I got a fucking blue snowball mic that I'm using right now. Collin's using some weird different mic, and Joey's got the studio all to himself.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys still listening. We want to give you guys something to do during these hard times. If you're sitting at home listening to this, not talking to your, whoever you're living with, fucking get their phone out and like and subscribe on this shit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now's the time. Share on everyone's on social media right now more than any other time. Get out there and rep us. You can find all of our episodes and you can tell the people on the internet where to find them. That's vrtcast.com. Everything's there. Also on that website is our other podcast. That's called Very Real Tournament. That one is unfortunately on hold right now because we need all 4 of us to do it, and we can't get Corey right now. So, and all the movie, like half the season was based on movies coming out in theaters.
Yeah.
And that's obviously, that are no longer. We did just release Mulan versus Moana because we had it recorded already, and Mulan got pushed back. But it's not about that movie; it's about the cartoon. So go check that out and tell your friends and family. vrtcast.com. Also, when you're telling them about this great podcast, you can tell them to find it on all the podcast apps: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Overcast, Castbox, Stitcher. We're on all of them. Go over there, like and subscribe. Mostly on iTunes. I don't know about the other. I don't know what the other ones do for us, but we need those iTunes subscriptions.
Yeah,
we need them.
Also, while you're vomiting all this information about our stuff onto somebody, just go ahead and vomit a little bit more about the Thumps. They're the band that does all the music for this podcast. They're a dope-ass band, and you can find all their shit on their Bandcamp, thethumps.bandcamp.com, or head over to their Facebook. I don't think they're playing shows right now, but,
they're
maybe
definitely not.
Maybe just give them a like so you can follow what they're doing. I know that they're in the studio right now. They're making some new shit that I'm super psyched for, and just go hit them up. They're awesome.
Absolutely. So, going back real quick, because we put Very Real Tournament on hold, we're doing a fun little bit of bonus content that's going to be coming out on that feed in the following weeks. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm just going to we're just going to throw it up on the feed.
Yeah.
Joey, do you want to do that next week? Like, we'll just do it week to week until we run out of the bonus content that we have?
Yeah, we can do that. Hopefully, if the quarantine's not over at that point, we have much bigger problems.
Yeah, you're probably right. So, yeah, I think we're just going to throw up that fun bonus content week to week. So make sure to, if you listen to both of our podcasts, look out for that next week. And look out for this next week because, barring something terrible happening, I think this was a success.
Yeah. Everybody.
We'll see what happens when Joey edits us together.
Hopefully everyone's still recording and and I can edit it together.
Yeah, when we were practicing, my mic dropped out like 3 times, so we were very afraid of that. But it seems good. And let's not chance it any more. Until next week, boys, it's good to hear your voices, I want to do this again real soon with you.
All right. Well, let me get back kicking some Congress ass.
Yeah, go back out to, I know you're on the lawn right now, so go ahead and take your headphones off and start screaming at the senators to fucking do something.
Right, that's what's happening. Boys, if you turn on the news right now, you'll see me doing good for this country.
Yeah.
And being tased.
There's a man screaming, do something, by himself in front of what is that building? The Capitol building?
Yeah,
yes, I went there once.
Tonight at 6, some man is screaming, do something in the middle of the streets of D.C.
That's my mood right now.
Congress got freaked out, and they're actually doing something. They're giving into his demands.
It says that they're getting things done because of the weird man by himself.
Also, tube guns have been invented.
Oh,
right.
Sick.
It was this easy the whole time. If one person had just said do something.
Also, everyone in Congress is now liking and subscribing to What's This, Very Real Talk? Oh, weird. All right, guys. We'll see you back here next week. Until then, I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Professor Plum.
I'm Mr. Green Jeans.
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been 4D chess.